Motor Circuit with European Rallycross driver and X-Games champion Liam Doran and his Citroën DS3 Rallycross car. Liam, tell us, what is the difference between this and a regular Citroën DS3?
So obviously the first dramatic difference you see is the bodywork and how it looks compared to a standard DS3. And next would probably be the engine and drivetrain. It's 600 horsepower, 2-litre turbocharged engine, and a four-wheel drive sequential gearbox system in it as well. So those two combined together mean that its power figures and speed figures are a little bit
out of this world.
Better,
How much does the whole thing weigh?
It weighs, I think, 1,200 kilos. So it's not that light.
No,
it's a little bit lighter than a standard road car. But obviously we've added a lot of stuff in. It's got obviously the rear drive system and everything else. So, but the power makes up for the weight, no problem.
And inside, you've got a sequential shift. So how many speeds is that?
It's six-speed gearbox.
Okay.
6-speed gearbox, really closely geared because the Rallycross circuits only normally reach up to about 100, 110 miles per hour. Okay. So it's geared to that. So obviously it's a race-specific car designed for purpose. So when it's on long tracks, it's not that great, but when it's in its environment, it's really impressive.
And 0 to 60?
Yeah, 0 to 60 should be around 2 seconds flat.
Okay,
Depends
so
on
when we were in the car earlier, that's why I felt the blood draining from my face.
It's pretty impressive figures on 0 to 60, It's what it's geared for, because Rallycross is all about starts and first run to the first corner, so it's the most important part.
And in the back, the fuel tank's in the back, is that right?
Yep, fuel tank and radiator, which is a drastic difference to most race cars. We run the radiator in the rear to get more weight over the rear wheels and also to get it out of the way of any damage, because with Rallycross and other cars on the track, a lot of rocks and stones and impacts come from different places. So the safest place for it is tucked away in the back with protection all around it. So
Is Rallycross quite a physical sport?
It's a non-contact sport technically in the rule book, but any driver wouldn't agree with that. It's a more gentleman sport than some. So I would give someone the respect they deserve, but I wouldn't deliberately stay away from them if they're in the way.
Okay, and I mean the races, they're pretty frantic, aren't they? Because they're only sort of 2 or 3 minutes long.
The best thing about Rallycross is it's an adrenaline rush sport where there's only 4 laps. Races only normally last from 3 to 3.5 minutes. And it's basically the start and finish of a race all moulded into one. So the really exciting part of the start, where you don't know who's going to make the first corner in first, and then the fight between a couple of laps to get to the finish line first. So it's almost like the 2 exciting parts of a normal race all moulded into one. So there's no boring part of the race. Then you add in that it's on dirt and on tarmac, so there's gravel flying places and smoke on the tarmac, and 8 of the cars on track at once all bump into each other, spitting flames and chirping turbo noises. It all makes for quite a good formula to watch.
And it's in the UK now?
Yeah, it does. Over the last few years it's been struggling in the UK a little bit. It's a massive sport out in Europe and Scandinavia, but yeah, it's getting better in the UK and currently growing very much so in the US as well. So it's becoming quite quickly a global sport, and been growing for the last few years, so hopefully it keeps on growing. Yeah,
absolutely. And you're X-Games champion. Last year you were runner-up in the European Rallycross Series. This year?
So I won X-Games in 2010, which was a great highlight for my career, and then last year was second overall in the championship in Europe. So this year, realistically, I've had a third and a second in the European Championship. So my childhood dream has always been to win the European Championship. It's something my dad tried to do back in the day and only ever got second. So if I can try and do that for the family and try and win the European Championship this year, that would be great.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.